And in this next one, we got Slava Borschev. He's making a pretty quick turnaround, taking on James Llontop, who's coming back after his UFC debut, which was kind of a disaster for him. But Slava, he's in jeopardy of losing his job here. He lost his last fight, and he's put on a lot of bangers, but recently he's been getting beat up more often than not. He only has one win in his last 5 fights. He got kind of wrestled in boring matchups with Mike Davis and Mark Jacasey, and came back out that brutal knockout win over Mai Shata, and then had a draw in a really fun fight with Nazim Sadyakov. And his last fight, though, was why people are kind of side-eyeing him at this moment, because Chase Hooper put a beat down on him, man. He knocked him down. He was able to really dominate him on the ground, and there was a little controversy in terms of the actual finish. I think Borschev didn't tap and the ref just stopped it, but either way, he was just getting worked and took a ton of damage in that fight. So that's why I'm a little bit surprised to see him come back in 3 months. But this fight, he's facing more of a striker, so it's probably the matchup that he likes. And James Llontop, like I said, he laid an egg in his UFC debut. He was a big favorite, taking on a guy that was coming in on like 5 days' notice, but got steamrolled, got submitted in the first round. And there were some bad circumstances going into that fight. Like I said, his two other fighters pulled out before his replacement opponent, Chris Padilla, ended up taking the fight. And Llontop missed weight, so his weight cut was tough. He missed it by half a pound and maybe slacked off a bit at the end of the training camp or right before fight week because he didn't know if he was going to have a fight. But this time there's no excuses, and he needs to avoid going 0-2 in the UFC. But it's pretty obvious what Llontop's game plan is going to be. He can't stand and strike with Borschev at range or in the pocket, I don't think. I think he has to kind of close the gap, dirty box, clinch up, wrestle, at least early on. And it's because he's not that good defensively. He comes forward and backwards in straight lines, kind of a lineal fighter. And I think guys who throw combinations with the way that Llontop pulls back, he's going to be there to get cracked, and Borschev is going to see that and take advantage of that. Llontop is good when he can get you tired and get his hand combinations going on the inside. He rips the body well. He even picks elbows out really good, but I just think Slava is going to be cutting angles and exploding in with counters, and it could be a difficult one on the feet for Llontop. But one thing that makes Llontop alive is that Borschev just doesn't have a good chin. Slava, he's one of the best technical strikers in the weight. He's just chinny. Like I said, he even got dropped by Chase Hooper. And every fight, you have to be worried. If his opponent lands on him clean, he could get knocked out or put down. And he is a great striker, though. He is someone that is very defensively responsible. He doesn't throw a ton at distance. He wants to be in the pocket where he can make reads, start to land his hands. He loves to rip the body. He will slip shots, then come with big left hooks to the body, left hooks to the head, and he's super accurate. He works that right hook to the body very often too. Good right uppercut, right overhand, and he isn't the most powerful guy, but he throws a lot of volume, wears you down, and then can kind of just get you out of there. And I mean, he got smashed by Chase Hooper, but he's shown good get-ups in other fights, and I feel like Llontop isn't going to be the guy that's going to really expose that. And I think Borshev's better on the feet. He has the ability to keep it standing and dominate. It's just his chin. If he gets clipped and knocked out, then I think he should think about maybe hanging it up. But ultimately, I don't think James Llontop is that good. Slava's more proven. He's fighting for his career here. 2 losses, and I kind of like that angle for predictions recently. It's kind of paid off where you got someone that has their back against the wall and needs a win, taking on an inexperienced guy. And I just think the line's a little off. I do think that there's some value on Llontop, but just a pass for me. I just think Slava is going to be the better striker and either win a fairly dominant decision or get a later round, second, third round KO, TKO. And I'm going to go with Slava here.